Hi, it's a tiny gamer, and I'm putting a little disclaimer right now. This is a pre-recorded VOD. I had just gotten so wrapped up with work and how exhausting things were that I had forgotten to check what the Final Fantasy events are for this year until the wee hours of the 12th and realized the Heavenstern event ends on the 15th. So I am just what's the word? I'm buckling down and going through all my characters. I've finished with my Let's Play characters, and now I'm going through my stream characters. I've already done the event with Izuna, and I believe I'm going to say her name is Kelda. The my cat girl pugilist. And now Templeton is the only person I have to do the event with. I will want to make an amendment for Kelda, and I'll probably say that when I get to hers, to streaming again with her as well. I've forgotten that Templeton was in a free company. So I mentioned before that the only people not in a free company are Tiny Bishi, Danny, and Templeton. But no. Now, all of my streaming characters are in different guilds. And Silent Ghost is in a free company too. So I just have 2 characters that are not. So what the plan is for this VOD, I'm going to play through the events with Templeton. Once I finish, I'm going to do a pause. I'm going to put a little break in between clips. And then when I come back, I will do the I will do some more questing and leveling up with Templeton. It's just easier on me, less stress, easier on my voice, all that, to do it this way. And then post them as VODs when I'm able to, as opposed to try to force myself to sit through at least 2-hour sessions with each stream character, as well as doing a little under an hour session with each of my Let's Play characters. That's too much on my voice. I had wanted to stream tonight's, which is Friday the 12th of January, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen after all, but we will see. I still have my Princess Leia's helmet that I want to finish. Okay. In the way. So let's get to the second area, the upper decks. That's what I want to call it, upper decks. Oop, this way. Honestly, at this point, I really should... I've been doing a lot of grinding and a lot of energy to try and hurry and get this event done. So in all honesty, I should not stream tonight or on the 12th. Just reserve my energy and put together, you know what, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put together latest helmets off stream. You know, I'll have a movie on or a YouTube video or something, put it together, and then show pictures later. I think that's what I'm going to do, just to preserve my my spoons. Okay. So sorry if y'all are not too happy about that. I have plenty of other projects that I have planned to create later on. Or if I do have the energy, it'll just might be not as energetic of a stream as I originally planned, but we shall see. Or I'll put it off till later. Who knows? To be a mascot. The Ryu Metsuke seeks the aid of a kindly adventurer. This quest is available for a limited time only. Well met, friend, and welcome to our festivities. I am known in my homeland of Hingashi as the Ryu Metsuke, and it is my delegation's solemn charge to share our Heavenstern custom with the peoples of Eorzea, that we might join hands in revelry. Although Heavenstern is observed in both our lands to mark the coming of a new year, there is a difference between our traditions. Here in Eorzea, a deity is chosen from among the 12 to preside over the heavens, while in the far east we honor one of 12 noble beasts. And this year, the beast is the mighty Ryu, a creature you Eorzeans might liken to a dragon, because it's the year of the dragon for Chinese New Year. Now, in order to liven up the festivities, we've decided to have a pair of horsebird hatchlings, or should I say, chocobo chicks, serve as mascots. Winsomely dressed in draconic attire, we were certain that they would delight all who laid eyes upon them. However, when the Ryu Bugyo, the leader of our delegation, presented one of the chicks to a crowd, the reception was disappointingly muted. We know not where we erred. I say, you're an adventurer, are you not? In the course of dispensing aid, you must have acquired some insight into the people's interests. Loath though I am to impose, will you not help us to identify our plan's failings? In so doing, we may yet find a way to win over the locals with our mascots. You have my thanks. To begin, I ask that you seek out the Ryu Bugyo. For want of passers-by, she decided to wander around this plaza with her hatchling. When you find her, pray ask for her account of our dilemma, and thence help us find a solution. Ugh, I keep doing that. I keep misjudging the distance of my coffee cup to the coaster that I've been putting my... Oh, I'm drinking a Scary Berries Beast, by the way. And I go to take a drink of the Beast. That sounds like an odd sentence. I go to take a drink of the Beast. And I go to sit down, and I have been accidentally clinking into the rim of the cup or the handle, and it's just, yeah. Thankfully, this is a VOD, this is not live, but when after the break, after the break that I put in here, once I finish the event, when I go to do questing and leveling and all that, Hopefully, I'll be more awake and less tired and clumsy, but we'll see. I think tired and clumsy is kind of my nature, unfortunately. Especially when my hands and arms have random tics. Oh, curious about our delegation too, are you? That is well, for I was just about to introduce our mascot, Ryunosuke, to this young lady. Feast your eyes on a horse bird among horse birds, a pinnacle of plumage. I dare say Heavenstern has never hatched a mascot as utterly charming as our regal Ryu. Well, he's certainly adorable, but what's a Ryu? And why do you have him dressed up in that costume? An excellent question. You see, we wish to present the charms of the Chocobo and the Ryu in a lovable package. Just look at him, waggle his scaly little tail. It's an exquisite combination, you must agree. Excuse me. And it would be remiss of me not to mention the craftsmanship that went into the outfit. Our weavers spared no effort to invoke the might and majesty of the Ryu in the diminutive form before you. The finished product is simply divine, is it not? I suppose. Still, I don't know what a Ryu is. But never mind. Thank you for letting me play with him. Oh. Yet again, I failed to convey the virtues of our mascot. You've come at Ryu Mitsuke's behest? I should be more grateful for your aid, adventurer. I should be most grateful. I seek only to share our mascot's charms with the people of Eorzea, but my every attempt has ended in failure, as you've just witnessed. Try as I might, I cannot see what I'm doing wrong. If you have any advice, anything at all, I would be most eager to hear it. I'm going to say you might want to talk more about the Ryu. Talk about the Ryu, you say, rather than tediously explaining tradition? I had hoped to initiate the people through our mascots. You believe this is not enough? It might avail me to speak with that young girl as well. Let her gaze upon Ryunosuke once more, and... Oh, wherever did our little mascot go? Followed after the girl, you say? We must find him, and quickly. Please, adventurer, will you not help with the search? Thank you. Now then, I believe the girl set off in the direction of the tavern. The drowning wench, was it? If we find her, I dare say we'll find Ryunosuke. Okay. Last character. I can do this. Well, last character I'm recording with. And have to read lines and all that. Is Okay, it's the cat girl. I thought the Lalas had the tag snack. I was about to say, excuse me? Thank goodness you're here. I've been asking this guardswoman about the girl, but I'm struggling to make myself understood. Perhaps you can help clear things up. The lady says she's looking for a girl with a Ryu, but I haven't the faintest what that is. I'm gonna say, imagine a dragon, a tiny green dragon with googly eyes. I'm imagining it all right, but I can't say I've ever seen... Actually, hold that thought. Now that you mention it, there was a chocobo chick wearing what looked like a dragon costume. If that's your Ryu, then I saw it waddling after a young girl. I'm afraid I didn't observe where they went, though. Sorry I couldn't be of help. Many thanks for your assistance. In my haste, I neglected to explain the meaning of the word Ryu. As the Ryu Mitsuke told me, the creature doesn't exist in Eorzea. If I had begun by clarifying that it is similar to a dragon, I could have avoided the Oh! I dare say I know now why our mascot has so struggled to win over the masses. I shall speak with this guardswoman a little more, in case she has aught else of note to share. Once I'm finished, I plan to scour the upper decks. In the meantime, might I trouble you to search the lower decks? Once we have finished, let us reconvene at Bulwark Hall. Okay. Sorry, I've been drinking this beast in between ball recordings. Okay, there we go. A young lass and a chocobo chick. I spied them walking past the Atheryte, though I couldn't say where they went from there. It appears the girl and the chocobo passed through the Atheryte Plaza. Okay. I hear my roommate making food, or warming food up. I should do that after this, after recording this clip. A chocobo chick wearing a little green dragon costume hasn't come this way, I'm afraid. With customers scarce as they are today, I'd remember if something like that walked by. It appears the girl in the chocobo did not come this way. Okay. Interesting dressed character. I love the hooded jacket, like a parka almost. Are you scolding him? I thought she was scolding him. Wow, they're loud. Very cool. I love how Bjorn Brawny's tag is tacos. I love it. Hi, I know the last year after. Sibley's her name, and she's the daughter of a fellow merchant. A good friend of mine, in fact. You'd be hard-pressed to find a happier father and daughter. They go fishing at the river together all the time, they do. But he'll soon set sail for faraway lands, I'm told. Sibley's worried sick, and for good reason. The ocean's a fickle mistress, and even a simple voyage could cost a man his life. Any road, she came through here earlier, but I'm afraid I couldn't say where she is now. Perhaps someone else can help you there. You learned something of note. Continue scouring the lower decks for more information. Okay. See? Tacos. A girl with an oddly dressed chocobo chick. She passed by here just earlier. She looked a little lost, so I asked her if she needed help, but she told me she was fine, that she was headed to the Ageless River. Though I left it at that, I couldn't help but worry for her. Out there on her own? I hope you find her soon. You believe you have enough information on Sibley's whereabouts. Make your way to Bulwark Hall and report your findings to the Ryu Bugyo. That's very cool. And they were all travelers, so they were from a different realm, I think. Either realm or server, I don't remember which one it is. There you are. By your triumphant expression, dare I hope you've learned something of the little girl and our mascot? So the girl Sibley was headed for the Ageless River? That you should find just the information we need is auspicious indeed. For my part, in the course of speaking with the locals, I was able to learn more about dragons. That is, while they have many similarities with the Ryu of the Far East, they are in fact different creatures. I had been under the impression that they were one and the same, but be it their folklore or their status in mortal society, they are quite distinct. I had assumed that the people of Eorzea were like me, that they had thought the Ryu was simply a dragon by another name. I suppose it is little wonder that Sibley, I always want to call her Sybil. Sibley looked so puzzled during our first encounter. When we next find her, I shall do my utmost to explain the true meaning of our mascot. Now, off to the Ageless River with us. I know this place. Stop calling her Sybil. Or, honestly, I might record finishing putting Leia's head together as a bod too, and then just post it like next Friday. Just because I personally don't think I have the spoons to go live. Recording is, it's so weird because it's basically the same thing. But when you're live, you're reacting in real time to people. And, excuse me. I don't know why it's so different, but it is. But I might just do that. There's so many people here. Also trying to finish the event. Oh, I have the hiccups. I'm so sorry. I wish you didn't have to go, Papa. Thankfully, most of the time my hiccups don't last long, but ugh, so annoying when they happen still. Huh? You're the adventurer from before. What are you doing here? Oh, thank the kami we found you, Sibley. And the lady in the fancy helmet, too? How did you know my name? I see. I'm sorry to cause you both trouble. I just wanted to visit my papa's favorite fishing spot, but your chocobo chick ended up following me all the way. Well, he's safe with you now. If there's nothing else, I'll be off. Pray wait a moment. In the course of searching for Ryunosuke, we couldn't help but learn that your father will soon embark upon a voyage, and it has left you feeling troubled. I realize we are but strangers, but if you're not averse, will you not talk to us about it? It's all right. My papa, he's heading to Hingashi for trade. I heard that it's a long and dangerous journey, and it made me worry. I wanted to pray to the navigator to keep him safe at sea. But then I found out that Lion wasn't chosen this Heavenstern, and it made me worry even more. I see. As you say, it isn't the navigator, but the keeper who presides over the heavens this year. But if it's not the navigator, I thought I could at least pray to a god from the Far East. That's why I went to talk to you. So that is the way of it. You came to me hoping to beseech our divinities to protect your father. But in my fervor to showcase our mascot, I failed to lend an ear to your earnest desire. Well, I hear you now, young one, and I shall tell you a tale about the Ryu that will grant you comfort. I just, need to recall a suitable one, something that ideally features the ocean. Then the chocobo chick's gonna get all excited. Oh, what has gotten into you, little one? Curious what lies that way, are you? It's a place called Woad Whisper Canyon. Papa told me that waterfalls appeared there after the calamity, and they changed the flow of the Nim River. Waterfalls changing the course of a river. I believe I have the perfect tale for you, Sibley. One that will bolster your spirits as your father departs on his journey. Let us head to these waterfalls, that we might avail ourselves on their ambience. Even Ryunosuke is keen, and we wouldn't want to ignore such a fortuitous omen. Augustine. Sorry. Unlike a dragon, the Ryu Bugyo has a mind to make for Woad Whisper Canyon. This quest is available for a limited time only. Come, let us head to these waterfalls. They would provide the perfect setting for my tale. Okay. I seem to have gotten a little burst of energy, so taking advantage of it. How long will it last? I don't know. Maybe not too long. Let us begin. The Ryu is a creature that shares many similarities with the dragons of Eorzea, but as I myself recently discovered, it is in fact a distinct being. Nor is there just the one Ryu. Nay, there exist myriad individuals, all of whom have their own tales, and the creature I will speak about is the mighty Seiryu, one of the four lords whose legend holds birthed a great waterfall in the far east. It's cute. Heh, that does sound exciting, doesn't it? In the region of Yanxia flows the One River, and its plentiful waters nourish nearby lands. In ages past, it is said that Seiryu drank it so deeply of the river that he altered its very course, and in so doing gave rise to a waterfall, the Dragon Struggle. While it is not widely known, Seiryu was also regarded as a guardian deity who protected people from disasters of water. Disasters like storms and floods? Indeed, long ago it was believed that calamities could be quelled by sacrificing a young maiden to a divine beast, such as Seiryu. And while no written record exists, there is a tale of a seaside village that fell into the path of a raging storm. Desperate to calm the heavens, the villagers offered unto Seiryu one of their daughters. However, Seiryu showed no interest whatsoever in the young girl. To merely know the villagers' plight was enough for him, it seemed, and he turned the course of the storm and spared them untold devastation. A benevolent being is Seiryu, who wields his power over water for good. Even now he hears our prayers and protects us and our loved ones from harm. That, my dear, is just one example of the noble beast we celebrate this Heavenstern. Together, Let us offer a prayer to Seru and wish your father safe travels and calm waters. That sounds perfect, miss. Thank you so much. We must thank Ryunosuke as well. Were it not for him, I might not have recalled the tale of Seru. Now you can pray to Seru for safe travels too, adventurer. Oh, but perhaps you already heard this story? I'm going to say this is my first time hearing it too. I need to get a less boring hairstyle. Really? Well then, I'm glad we could hear it together. Now that I think on it, miss, you said that no written records exist of that tale. How did you come to know it? An astute observation, Sibley. You see, my family is said to be descended from the maiden who was offered to Seru. As long ago as the event took place, there is no way to confirm the tale's veracity, but if true, then it is by the grace of Seru that I am here, alive. Thus have I made it my mission to spread the word of his noble kind. Looking back from time to time, you followed after Sibley. It is as if you had been guiding me, little one. I may be your caretaker, but it was you who was watching over me. Just like an honest to goodness gods. Honest to gods, right you. I was reading it properly, but it came out wrong when I spoke. Oops. With this, I now know what I must do to initiate people into our traditions, and I shall continue doing so for as long as the Ryu reigns in the heavens. Come, let's head back to the sea together. We wouldn't want to make your father worry now, would we, Sibley? Okay. Alright. And since that is my home, I'm going to just port that instead of having to take a chocobo. I should have done that with silent. I was too tired. Okay. Sorry if I'm all over the place and like that's not where I need to go. And like verbally trying to figure stuff out by just speaking it out. That's how I figure stuff out. I say it out loud, and that kind of helps me figure stuff out. Okay. Almost done. I'm tired. Oof. There you are, adventurer. Lest you wonder, young Silly is now safely home, and I've just apprised the Ryu Mitsuke of our fruitful outing. Now that I have discovered a more suitable approach to my draconic dilemma, I wish to wander the city again for onlookers. Though I regret to impose upon you once more, your support with Sibley was most helpful. Might you accompany me while I make my rounds about the area? With your discerning eyes, I'm certain that you could readily identify those who might be receptive to our message. What say you? I'm truly grateful. Come, let us set forth at once. Okay. Then this talks about you gotta keep them with you. Okay. What the hell is that chocobo chick supposed to be dressed up as? Ryu Nosuke here is wearing a costume that mimics the Ryu, dragons of the Far East. It is held that these creatures have mastery over water, and a sailor such as your good self may benefit from knowing about them. Huh? If you ask me, it looks more like a sea serpent. Hold it. It wouldn't have anything to do with that thrice-damned primal Leviathan, would it? I assure you there is no connection whatsoever. Far from causing disasters of water, the Ryu is a benevolent beast that protects us from them. If you are interested in knowing more, I invite you to seek us out at the After Castle. Is that right? Still, here in Limsa, we've got the Navigator. That's all the protection we need on the high seas. Ah, yes, I understand the people of your nation look to Layan to favor them with safe voyages. Be that as it may, disasters of water can strike beyond the bounds of the sea, in which case, placing your faith in the Ryu could provide you with added assurance. Heh, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to have more friends in high places, as it were. Fine, fine. I'll go and see what this is all about. Okay. Tell your friend. Tinder Sloot. Okay. By the gods, I had just resolved to salve my soul with the sight of adorable creatures this year, and what should appear but the most charming of chocobo chicks. What's your name, little one? And what's that winsome outfit you're wearing? You have a keen eye, sir. This little fellow is Ryunosuke, and he is dressed as a Ryu, a dragon of the Far East. By thus attiring Eorzea's favorite beast of burden, we hope to create a symbol of friendship between our lands. Well now, that this adorable form should harbor such splendid symbolism. I'd never heard of this Ryu before, but now I'm keen to know more. In that case, sir, I invite you to seek us out at the After Castle anon. There we will be glad to answer all your questions. Excellent. We shall head there at once. Okay. I was gonna overshoot him. Yes? How can I assist you in your curiously dressed chocobo trick? If I may shed some light into the mastery of our mascot, little Ryunosuke here is named for the Ryu, dragon of the Far East. Oh, I thought dragons were supposed to be fearsome. This fellow looks anything but. Our costume companion notwithstanding, the Ryu is in fact a powerful and fearsome beast, yet by the same token, they are fondly regarded as symbols of good fortune. Should you be curious about them, we would be glad to tell you more at the After Castle. A beings that regarded with both fear and fondness. Intriguing. Perhaps I'll pay a quick visit to the After Castle before returning to work. Oh, what a relief to see the locals take an interest in the Ryu. I dare say we have gathered enough people, so let's head back to the After Castle. Okay. Yeah, my voice has about had it, so. Final change of plans. When I go to post my just chatting VOD on YouTube, I'll explain that I just ran out of spoons, ran out of energy, and so I just finished up the helmets off stream, and then just show what the final product looked like. So our Bungyo makes her triumphant return. You have done a tremendous job to pique the interest of so many. You are too kind, Mitsuke. None of this would have been possible without the adventurer and Ryunosuke's help. There you are, miss. My papa wanted to meet you, so I brought him. So you're the kindly folks who helped my sibling. I haven't the words to properly thank you, but I'm truly grateful for what you've done. I'm glad to see my girl smiling again. Pray do not mention it, sir. We too owe Sibley much and more. How fares the preparations for your journey, if I may ask? Very well, thank you. And with Sibley praying to the legendary Seru for my safety, no matter how far I venture from home, I have no doubt that all will be well. I shall pray for your safety as well. What little we might do to help you on your way, we gladly do it. Indeed, while sharing the blessing of the divine beast is a fine thing, naught is more rewarding to our delegation than fostering friendship between our lands. For all the help you've afforded us, I wish to give you a proper reward, yet I do not know what might be suitable. Ryunosuke, are you saying you wish to accompany our adventurer friend? I believe the little one wishes to be your charm against tumultuous waters, and he would be hard-pressed to choose a better companion. We still have Ryuji to aid us in our work, so if you wish it, Ryunosuke is yours. Ryunosuke, my little guardian, thank you for everything. May your divine aura keep our friends safe. And may you and yours enjoy the rest of the Heavenstern season, my friend. Know that wherever the Ryu roars, good fortune shall be upon you. Okay. All done! Yay! Oh my god. Okay. Next time on Dragon Bow. I'm sorry, that achievement gets me every single time. Brother Knife! Hello, Brother Knife! Oh my god. Okay. Ryunosuke, as part of her efforts to introduce the noble Ryu, one of the total animals to usher in a new year in the Far East. The Ryu Bugyo arranged for this chocobo hatchling to serve as a mascot. For its part, the creature seems to enjoy his role and wears its outfit with adorable zeal. There we go. Okay. And someone's doing sparkles in the background. Okay, so I very much do need to take a break. I can feel my voice is tired, and I can hear the difference in my voice. So this is... someone has the champagne. I love that. So, yes, I have done the event with all 6 of my characters. 3 Let's Play and 3 streaming characters. So happy. So, like I said, I'm going to take a break. This will be just a quick break for you. And then when I return, it will be back to questing and leveling up. Remember, this is a pre-recorded VOD, which is why there is no chat interaction going on. Right? So see you after the So see you after the break. Sheesh, tongue-tied. Hi, it's a tiny gamer, and I'm back. Oh my gosh. It's been a few days, I'm sorry about that. Also, I had trouble earlier because now there are 2 options for the microphone, and I couldn't figure out which was which at first, but I think we've got it going, so let me just double check on this clip real quick, and then we'll get back into play, because I'm paranoid that my voice isn't being recorded, and I don't want you to have like an hour or more of just gameplay and me not talking, even though I'm supposed to be talking for this VOD. Okay, should be all good. This is my morning voice. Hello. I didn't get to sleep till late, and I wanted to get this recording done early so that you can see it on Friday night. Friday the January 26th. So having a drink of my coffee, and let's open up. So I tried recording yesterday with the sorry, with my microphone, and I like my microphone. but there's a bit of echoiness going on. I don't know if it's my room or what, but I want to try to figure that out, but we'll see. For now, I'm glad that the headset actually does work. Oh, this is with the selfs too. Alright. I was just doing the self stuff with Kelda, I think we decided her name was. Let's let's check out the morbid dry ducks. Yes. I'm so sorry for this morning voice, but I have a session 0 I want to get into today. Hopefully we'll be picking up the car from the mechanic and and yeah, I have stuff to do, so oh my gosh. Alright. Oh, it's the leaf person. There you are. I know what you are. What can old Swarsian do for you? Keep forgetting I'm part of a guild too, so hunting down jolly merchant slavers. Ah, well that explains a few things. I was keeping an eye on the bustle about the dry docks, you see, when I spied an odd trio off in the distance. This rough-looking sod, one of your pirates, I wager, was prodding along another bloke and this poor skinny lass. I've seen whipped curs less miserable than the two being herded. Last I saw they were headed south. So if what you're saying about the slavery business is true, then the jolly merchant's not going to walk his charges all the way to market. No, he's likely got a boat waiting for him. And if I were a slaver headed south, my vessel will be hidden somewhere along the salt strand. That doesn't leave you much time. You said Jack was on his way, yes? You'd best go on ahead, and I'll point him in the right direction when he gets here. Okay. Oh, interesting. Hold on a sec. Nope. I'm surprised I don't have a mail notification. Wow, this morning voice is super annoying. I apologize. Normally I'd let my voice wake up some before I actually start talking, but like I said, I'm on a timetable that I did not realize was a timetable. Okay. You would think there it is. I sound like an old person, I sound like that dude, that TikTok that does the boomer clips. I'm sorry. Swarcian came through for us. Now what do we got here? This one looks like a charmer. Saw them move, I told ye. Me peg-legged grandma almost quicker than you, miserable sacks of shite. Uh-oh. Or maybe you need another thrashing, is that it? You already forgot what happens when you try me generous patience? Let me take another drink, see if that helps. I'm sorry. Please. No more beatings. We walked as fast as we could, but we need food. Water. Then get in the boat and shut your traps. You'll get fed when we reach the other side. The other side? Where are you taking us? Are you challenging me or just playing daft? I told ye to keep your bleeding mouth shut. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Uh-oh. Leviathan's scaly arc, she's weeping again. Listen, we've edited the airport, alright? That's where me and shipmates gather to take stock of the merchandise and decide what gets sold where. You see, some buyers want only lads, while others are looking for lasses. As long as we keep these rich bastards happy, we make more coin than we ever did scrapping with the Empire's war galleys. Not that you care about that, I suppose. What matters to you is that ye be loaded onto the jolly merchantman, sailed off to God knows where, and Limsel be a distant memory. So if I was you, I'd fill that empty belly with one last big globble full of sweet Lanosian sweet sea breeze. Gahaha. I don't like him. I'm sore tempted to put a blade twixt his eyes here and now, but that won't get the job done. No, we'll let him guide us to his mates in Ailport. Then we'll mill the whole bloody lot of them. The jolly merchants will get their due. Don't worry about that. They've gone. We'd best hurry to Ailport, unless you've got a quicker way. There's a ferry that leaves from Candlekeep Quay. I'll meet you across the water, lad. Okay. I'll do it this way. I really hope this is just me waking up and not getting sick, because God, I have so much to do. I don't have time for getting sick. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I'd have to be recording sick or not. That jolly merchant's cove's still with his captives. Seems they've taken a room under an alias. Oh, he has a little deer. That's so cute. Hiding their operation in plain sight. Bold as brass, aye, but it's an old slaver's trick. See, even if some coal recognizes the merchandise, only a single handler gets boned. The rest of the crew just whistles, all innocent-like, while their mate is marched off to cry cockles. And ye can be betting they've threatened bloody murder for any prisoner that raises a hue and cry. Patience now, colts. We'll just wait until we're sure that all these blackguards have arrived. Meanwhile, you better sharpen your stabbers. We've a busy night ahead of us. Ooh. Ready for the job? Once the jolly merchant's all here, we'll ambush the sods and set their captives free. Yep, let's go. That ought to be long enough. We'll just have to hope there ain't any stragglers. Listen closely now, Colt. The merchants are disguised as plain old adventurers and have settled themselves in 3 different rooms here in Airport. How do we whittle which covers are the merchants? Easy. Take a look at the daddies. Oh, that bingo swollen call over yonder. He's wearing lavender gloves, the exact same type that nasty sod at the Salt Strand had on. That'll be how they find each other in a crowd. Of course, it's also how I whittled where each of the bastards was staying. Just notch the hopeless glazes of the company they keep, and you can be sure you found your mark. So here's the job all laid out for you. We hit all 3 common rooms, mill the merchants quick and dirty like, and get those captives their bleeding lives back, alright? Oi, the storeroom door has been forced open. Some thieving sod's been at the ale. Uh-oh. He also got a mask on his face, so... Well, they can't have gotten far. Better get the lads into a sweep of the port. Ugh. Was that merchant gulping pilfered ale? You'd think they'd be doing their best not to draw attention to themselves, all things considered. Bloody oafs. And now you've got a swarm of yellow jackets buzzing about, looking for blood. If they spot us wandering around in the dark man's, I have a feeling they'll ask first and then ask questions later. It'd be best then if the patrols never even knew we were here. We'll slip as sneaky as we can into each of the common rooms and use them telltale lavender glows to identify our marks. There's innocent coals in there as well, mind. So let's try not to stab any, as they don't deserve it. I'm thinking we should head out one at a time to better avoid them yellow jackets. So I'll let you take the lead. After you. Trust me, me having to clear my throat is annoying as well. Okay. So, do I have a sneak? Hold up. Where do I go? Doesn't tell me where the inn is. No, not these. Ooh, how are we doing this? No, there's nothing over here. Oh. Oh, that's it. You have the gloves. you're free. Nope. Do I have to go up? I don't think there's any other doors over here, is it? No. So let's try up. Is this in it? Nope. So they're milling around? Is that what you're saying? Nope. So they're confined to these rooms. Free the captives. There was no captives over here. I don't know what to do. Wait, there's not stairs. I feel like one of them has stairs I should be looking at. Oh, there's another one. Attack you before God and everybody. Okay, that one. Or do I just have to keep checking the rooms? I looked over here, didn't I? Yep. So let's check this other room again. Oh, don't fall down on his head. That'd be all bad. So where'd the other one go? Hell. So annoying. Nope, nothing here. And you can't go up into the rooms. So do they just randomly appear? It's not. Oh, I thought that was another door I could go through and be like, Where? Oh, there's the other one. Oh, there's two of you in here. Okay. Back to Shadow's lab. Alright. Oh! Oh, fine. Okay. I was so confused on how to do that. It's like, what the Did someone send me a message? I don't know. It sounded like the message chime. I'm already in a free company. Not a bad night's work, eh? The maelstrom will be taking care of them poor culls we freed. And I made sure none of the merchants we downed are like to get up again. As for the Jolly Merchantman, well, her crew can expect a visit from the Admiral's finest galleys, and it won't be for tea and crumpets on the poop deck. Right, me Nettie lad? Our part in this is done. Time to head back to the sisters. Excuse me, are you the ones who freed us? Aye. Was there something else we could do for ye, miss? The maelstrom swaths will take ye home, if that's what you're worried about. Oh no, I know. I just want to thank you. Aw. If I may, there was one thing I wish to tell you. Moments before you rescued me, that dreadful pirate was muttering into his cups. 'Twas something about another raiding party that hadn't yet made it back. I beg your pardon? It seems they've been hunting for slaves in western Lanasia, and being so close to Aelpart, our captor assumed they were out rounding up chattel until last bell. I just couldn't bear the thought of anyone else suffering as I have. Please, is there not you can do? I have something in my eye. I don't like that. Ugh. There certainly is, miss. You just get yourself home safe and leave this stray pack of jackals to us. I'll pray for your success. Thank you again. Heh, so much for savoring the victory pint. I'll send word of this development to Underfoot and the Stray. We've some well-earned trade for the last of these jolly merchants. By the by, how's your throwing arm? I think it's time I learned you how to fling a proper blade. When you're out in the wide open ruffians, you'll often find the need to sling a cove from a distance. And I'm sure a canny lad like yourself will figure out all sorts of uses for a well-thrown dagger. Just keep in mind for when we hunt down the rest of them slavers. Sweet. I learned throwing dagger. Let's move this to this. Actually, I want to okay. Slave to the code. Jack is determined to track down the remains of the jolly merchants. Those last few jolly merchant bastards must be camped out somewhere in western Lanasia. Now, if I was a black-blooded gill-grubbing slaver, where would I be hiding? There's naught to the west but the Sahagan pools. Even those bullocks for brains pirates no better and the trespass on fishback territory. And they won't want to chance running into patrols near airport, so that just leaves us east, the flock. Aye, they'll likely be nestled down in the ruins out there amongst the dodos. That's where we'll try to pick up their trail. You head on over and snilch the place while I send word to the sisters and the maelstrom. Ooh, I have a mail. I knew I had mail. Let's see, is there a Moogle over here somewhere? Yep, I see it. Look what we have here. A new letter has arrived just for you, Kupo. This is what I was waiting for. Whoop, years. Yeah. So this is what I've been waiting for. Mount is the Garland GLIS, a variant of the Garland GLI. This Magitech vehicle is fitted with a sidecar to allow for two riders, with engine displacement increased to handle the additional weight. Comes with a life-size mascot lovingly crafted by Wedge, which strictly for a limited time only and while stocks last. Look how cute this is. Alright. And it's so quiet too, that's what I like about it. Where am I going? Down. Oh. Yep. So let's go down. So this motorcycle is a cash shop item. Ooh, get into another fight so soon. I didn't mean to fall on top of you. Please help our children as I ran him over. Oops. Alright. Thank you for freeing us. We've been tied up here since those awful pirates snatched us from our beds. There's some interesting looking dodos you've got there, Tim. No sign of the merchants though, eh? Their leader mentioned heading over to airport. He said something about there being a signal, and that was a signal that something was wrong. Being no signal. They just left us hobbled here like lambs for the market. One of them japed about keeping the meat unsullied in case there was trouble. Pray let us flee this place before they return. And who are you to just sidle in and let loose our hard-won prizes? Mm-hmm. 'Twas the damnedest thing. We aft a crew lodging in airport, and not a one of them survived the night. Done in by a couple of sneaky curs, what favor the short plays, they say. I suppose that was you two. Seems you've a bone to pick with our choice of trade. I can't say as I've much use for slavers, except as a place to bury me knives. Oh, and I wouldn't bother yourself with waiting on your ship to come back, neither. The jolly merchants are done for. Hee 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 hee. You might have the right of it, lad. But then you wouldn't know the kind o' con 3 healthy slaves like them ones'll bring him. Coin, not con. I'll add a new ship and a new crew before a single moon has passed. You're that chattel? You're each worth a shining blade fortune. And you've me to thank for helping ye learn your true worth. Ignore this blatant sod. In fact, why don't you step back a ways? These coves are about to learn the consequences of breaking the code, and the discussion is like to get messy. Did ye not think we'd come for ye? You can try to stifle your victim's screams in the dark men's, but the shadows are always listening. Fight, fight. going the wrong way. I'm gonna die. I'm too overwhelmed. Who is... Oh, that was close. We're starting to panic a little bit. Thank you. I shudder to think what horrid fate awaited us had you not helped us to escape. I knew someone would come. You're just like the heroes in the stories. They always arrive at the perfect time and triumph over the villains. Do you think I could be a hero like you? I know I could be brave and strong too. I just know it. You don't want to be like me, lad. Listen now. Me and those coves there, we're the ones what the scary folk are afraid of. And that's 'cause we keep the rules for the world they live in. We don't much care if you shirk your chores or get into fights. But if you ever break the code and betray your mates, then that's when we'll come after ye, no matter how far you run or how well ye hide. Poor kid. Traumatize him. Live your life like the hero you want to be. Live your life like the hero you want to be, though, and you'll never need worry about that. Aye, you two can stubble it and all. What's this? I assume you are the citizens who were abducted by the Jolly Merchants? I am Captain Milala of the Yellow Jackets. Maelstrom Command has entrusted me with conducting you to safety. It's all right, lad. These folks will take care of you. Go on. You'd best not get left behind. Was there aught else, Captain? Word on a new job? A job? For me? For you? How patently absurd. I'd rather hire a sewer rat to mind my larder. Oh my gosh. Really? Was it during one of your jobs that you turned Aleport into a slaughterhouse? What dark age is this that we must employ assassins to enforce the law? It is this continued dalliance with underworld miscreants such as you that prevents Limsa Lominsa from ever fully expunging the stain of piratical infection. Oh my gosh. Look at those weapons you bear. A civilized person uses such implements to carve meat or peel fruit and leaves them at the table where they belong. Do you perhaps clench them twixt your teeth as you swing over rails like the pirate you hunt? Our fair city is no place for those who refuse to abandon the brutish ways of the past. Oh, man. Oh, my God. The only champions of justice this nation requires are the valiant and forthright soldiers of the Yellow Jackets. Oh, no. I thought I was going to like her, too. Never mind. Or is she joking? Jack, what the bloody hell does this Cole want with us? Not the foggiest idea, though. Just smile and nod. I've not come here to be patronized. I've come to put a decisive end to piracy in all its forms. Consider this visit a gauntlet thrown at the collective feet of the Rogues Guild. Heed well my words. Just before dawn this very morn, a maelstrom vessel stocked with provisions was boarded and looted by pirates. Much of the cargo was stolen, and that is vexing indeed. But it is the theft of 3 items in particular, 3 unique treasures of nigh incalculable worth, that most distresses my marital colleagues. As for the brigands, they made well their escape, disappearing into the dawn's mist along with their precious plunder. A rum tale. What's it to do with us? I challenge you. A contest to reclaim these stolen treasures. Should my Yellow Jackets and I succeed in retrieving the greater share, I shall formally propose the abolition of the Rogues Guild. Upon review of our achievements, the Admiral will surely concede that your unscrupulous institution has outlived its usefulness. Blow it out your waddle. I've better ways to spend my time. Oh, do you now? This incident constitutes a threat against the nation of Limsa Lominsa. Does that not violate your beloved code? Ooh, that smile. If I'm not mistaken, you've no choice but to rise to the occasion. Unless, of course, you mean to slink back into your hole and abandon the fundamental precepts of your duty. All right, you screeching shrew. You've made your bloody point, and you'll be sorry that ye did. I promise you that. Your paltry promises amount to naught in the face of my conviction. I shall not rest until Limsa Lominsa is sorry, I have the itchies. Free of every last buccaneer, scoundrel, and shadow-dwelling ne'er-do-well. What now, Jack? For right now, we head back to the sisters. Sorry. Okay. So, do I go back home? Yeah, I go back to the Rogues Guild. Okay. Probably only... He is T-posing. Huh. Okay. Okay. Why is he T-posing? No idea. That's not the way I want to go. I'll go that way. I wish I could just like leap off into the water and be like, yeah. Oh, I could go this way. I'm just going the long way, I guess. You're looking ahead inside? Yes, I am. Is anyone from my free company on? I don't think so. I think I've been recruited into free companies that are still very small. So not a lot of people are going to be on when I am. Yep, I'm the only one on. One of 73 though. What am I? I am a model citizen. Okay, that's fine. For a wee lass, that Maliela's got some bollocks, and it seems she's well done with what whiffs o' pirate's stock. I don't take kindly to Cole's pulling me strings, but the shrew is right. The code's been broken, and we've a job to do. From the sounds of it, though, them covers knew what they were about when they cloyed them treasures. I'll need ye at your best. It's time ye learned the art o' muggin'. Rough up a Cole in just the right way, and he'll give up more than what you'd get if you just plain knocked him on his arse. Me and the lads will be busy whittling the story on them bitten baubles, so you're free to head out and sharpen your skill. Might even be as you'll pocket some extra blunt while you're at it. Okay, nope. Hold on a sec. Do I have... action traits... What's trick attack? Oh, I know what I can do. Roll. I do have second wind. I have all these. So. I'm gonna move this here. That there. This. Here. Second wind's gonna go there, and then we'll go to okay, so do trick attack and this one. I have to be on the AS. And let's also grab leg sweep. Okay. Grinners in the mist. Jackie appears, eager to hunt down the Maelstrom's stolen treasures. Been practicing your dance steps? 'Cause we're about ready to run rings around Captain Maliala and her squads. The Yellow Jackets have been pressing their investigation into the treasures, what was cloyed from the Maelstrom tub. But as you know, we've got our own network o' cobes what don't miss not o' the goings on about town. As for the sharp end of the job, it'd be you, me, Underfoot, and the Stray. Let's get down to business, eh? But Kevy's late to the feast, so I'll just make sure we're all on the same page for now. When you get down to it, we have two goals for this job. Bite back them 3 treasures, and mill the coves what cloyed them in the first place. You can be sure that the Yellow Jacket sure will be doing her damnedest to beat us to the marks, and seeing as the fate of the guild is at stake, we'd best not drag our new beaters on this one. Our do-beaters on this one. I say we grapple and bobbles afore she's even lifted anchor, and give her a proper reason to rage against us rogues. You seem awful keen on this contest all of a sudden, Jack. Aye, well, here's the thing. I sent me agreements to the Thalassocracy regarding the Shrews challenge, but them paper shufflers don't care a whit as long as one of us gets the job done. So I figured I'd sail with the wind rather than change against it. Besides, we wouldn't want to shirk our duties and force poor Captain Maliala to blunder about in the scary darklands, now would we? How very gentlemanly of you. Well, them's the cards what we've been dealt with, ain't they? Now stow your quips and let's hear what you've learned about them blade treasures already. Aye, the treasures. According to the manifest o' that Maelstrom vessel, we're looking to bite back the Cerulean Star, the Silver Sorrows, and something called the Black Sarcophagus. Aside from the fancy names, I was able to wheedle few more details. The cerulean star, for starters, is a big old blue diamond, which shines like, well, like a star, I suppose. Then we've got the silver sorrows, a pair of earrings what once graced the wattles of a sultana of Alda. There's a tale there, but one what don't concern us at present. Lastly, this black sarcophagus thing. I'm afraid that one remained a mystery, no matter how much I poked and prodded. In any case, all three of these trinkets were recorded as spoils from official privateering raids. Now, as you know, a pirate will usually sell his plunder through a reliable fence. Sometimes, though, hold an auction is the way to offload goods, what is too extravagant or just too bling rare for the average coal to deal in. Our three wondrous treasures fell into the auction-only category. When the bidding began in Aleport, the thalassocracy weighed in with its ample purse, made some unmatchable offers, then organized a tub for the merchandise to be shipped back to Leminsa. And that's when our marks swooped in and picked their transport clean. I had a few wids with them, Maelstrom sailors, as survived the attack, and they pointed the finger at the grinning curs. Problem is, not one's culls seen hide nor hair of the curs, not to mention their bloody ship since the raid. Sorry I'm late, Jack, but you'll want to hear this. Some of the cargo that was cloyed from the transport was just found during a routine inspection in the La Sagran checkpoint. La Sagran? Had the curs made landfall then? And what are the treasures? Any mention of them? Not that I've heard, but the jackets ain't done shaking out all the boxes yet. Then we better get eyes out there, quick like. Templeton, Underfoot, you're fresh for a run, ain't ye? Come on, Colt. I'll race you to the checkpoint. Okay. So where am I going? Here. Oh, Summerford Farms. Okay. Anything closer? Nope. Alright. Yes. Okay. I'm so tired of the sound of footsteps on, like, ground. It startled me a bit. I'm like, what's going on? Oh, stay at the goblin camp. Nope. I was supposed to say, is anyone over here? I won a race. You owe me a pint. Japes aside, though, it looks like the Kibbe was right about the cargo. From what I've been able to catch from them swaths at the gate, it seems the peddler was boned for carrying goods, what was known to be aboard the transport. They carried the poor sod away in chains, but the cargo itself is still here. I saw a pair of jackets carrying boxes up that wooden ramp. We need to know what's in those crates. I get the feeling they won't open their gans for the asking, though. Not while this fool's challenge is going on. Do you think you can sulk over there and see what they found them treasures at? Yeah. Snakey, snakey. Okay. The Yellow Jacket soldiers are inspecting the seized cargo. Approach them while cloaked by your hide ability and attempt to listen in on their progress. Okay. The Yellow Jackets are discussing the contents of the crates. This is all junk. No diamond, no earrings, and no bloody black sarcophagus. Looks like we'll have to lean hard on that skinny peddler if we're to find them treasures. The sergeant says the merchant's still pleading ignorance. Claims he was hired to carry the goods through the checkpoint and not else. What a pile of pugil shite. I'm guessing the pirates have split the cargo and are trying their luck at every checkpoint. Captain Miliala's already given orders to double the guard and inspect every cart and wagon what comes through. Okay. So they found not of value, Bene. Though we've lost the contest of sure. Thought we'd lost the contest before we'd even properly started. But be that as it may, something doesn't add up here. Why would you order a cull to carry the goods through the checkpoint? No smuggler is that daft, surely. And even if by some miracle all the goods you squirm through, the Thagran, without raising a fuss, why would ye risk taking merchandise back to the city where ye cloyed it from? No, there's a bigger picture here, and we need to take a step back to see it. Assuming the Kurds hired this peddler to do their dirty work, there'll be someone in the shadows as brokered as the deal, and I just happen to know a cove what makes it his business to oversee these kinds of shady arrangements. The thing is, the black market bloke changes his haunts depending on how the breeze blows. Quite literally, in fact. I seem to recall the Navigator's Veil being shifted by a westerly this morning, so that'll put him... at Tiller's Rest, nice and close. Why don't we go ask him a few questions before we head back to the guild? Okay, Oh, back at Summerford. Okay. I will most likely not be playing much longer. Because I'm starting to get a pain flare. So I'm going to try to wrap this up and then end the VOD so I can get to editing it. Sorry, Stretch. At least my voice is warmed up and I sound better, somewhat. I pride myself on my memory for faces, but yours is unknown to me. Are you an earnest customer or an inquisitive annoyance? I must be sure of your intentions. Really? Ugh. Actually, I'm going to switch those two. And I'm going to lock it. I thought it was locked. They're like, yeah. Yeah. The dance is old, but the name is new. Put away your daggers, rogue. I have peddled my wares to your kind since the upright thieves stalked the night. Speak. What would you have of this humble merchant? Still tormenting the colts, eh, Granddad? We've come for information on a smuggling job. Oh. There was this peddler what was caught at the Lithogran checkpoint moving merchandise for the grinning curs. Pleaded innocence even when he had screws put to him. You wouldn't know aught about that deal, would ye? Every last sordid detail, not a single grain of stolen sand passed through the shadows without my knowledge. But such prickly wisdom lodges tightly in one's throat. What have you brought to ease the pain of its passage? Spare me the theatrics, Granddad. Here's your usual purse. The sum is paid, the deal is made. May my answers sate your fickle hunger. Your hapless peddler was indeed innocent. He was but a beast of burden employed by associates of the grinning curs, and likely knew naught of his freight's tainted nature. A pawn, if you will, a convenient decoy. There are those among my acquaintances who specialize in providing such services. Aye, that is what I thought. The curs wanted the colt get caught, and now the jackets have had a taste. They'll waste their time yafing every shite pie what comes through their checkpoints. Meanwhile, the real treasures are hidden away in the dark lands. along with the grinning curs. Not the Dark Man's master rogue, the Mist. Aside from the traveling merchant, the curs' associates have spent coin on another place for this little game, another piece. A navigator, one who has practiced in piloting a vessel through the Doxy's pool. The Doxies? The gods only know how many ships have sailed into that fog soup and never come out again. And that's where you say the curs have gone to ground? Now there's a trick what took some bollocks. Once their hunted tub was sitting dimber in the mist, though, it would have been easy to have these associates of theirs ferry the junk goods to Lanasia. Then the canny coves just needed to wait for the peddler to get boned and draw the glazes of the Yellow Jackets inland. We need to strike now. As soon as they learn the coast is clear, they'll flee for open waters. A fair appraisal of events. Now that you know the location of your marks, however, it will not be so difficult to track them down. The Doxy's Pole was once an impenetrable shroud, but ever since the calamity, the mist is far less constrained. Or constant. Sorry, work phone. I didn't even think it had enough battery power yet left. Narrow your search to the heaviest banks, and you will soon uncover those who wish to remain unseen. But now a warning. The mists conceal other dangers besides the dogs you seek. A careless step may land you onto the chopping block. The chopping block? You can't mean... Seems I found myself another lead to look into. You hurry back to Jackie and tell him what you've learned so far. Okay. Alright. Okay, ouch. It'd be nice if I could just like teleport back to my guild home. But no, it doesn't let me do that. Can I go this way? Sweet. You looking ahead inside? Yes. Oh, I didn't mean to click on you. You just hopped into my clicking range. About time, lad. You was gone for so long, I almost sent the stray after you. What happened to Underfoot? So our marks and their bitten baubles are snug inside the Doxy's pole, eh? I'll not discount the old man's warning, but we may not have a Bernard chance to crash the curs and gabble them treasures. We'll board the ship right now. You, me, and Vikebi. I suppose we'll be needing ourselves a tub for the voyage. I'll have wids with Schwarzschild and see what the dry docks can spare us by way of a ship and reliable crew. Get your kit together and meet us there. Okay. Alright, probably do this one last thing and then end the VOD. Yeah, I'm having a flare of both itchies and pain, so I'm not very comfortable right now at all. Someone has a UFO. Huh. What? Where? Oh. I was supposed to say, where are you? Alright. I pulled in some favors, and there's a crew will get us close enough to scamper about the cruise vessel. It'll be cramped up on that deck. If we try to mill the whole lot at once, we'll soon find ourselves up against the rails. So we go in quick and quiet and try to knock them off a few at a time. Well, Colts, are you eager to test your sea legs? Oh god. Sure. I'm scared. Ugh. Okay. Let's get to work. Okay. Oh, there's yeah, sweet. I thought it would be tougher than that. Jack, I found me one of those treasures. Unless there's another fist-sized blue diamond on board, this gotta be the Cerulean Star. As for them other two baubles, I've tossed the cabins and been through the hold, ilm by ilm, and there's none else here. Well, we'll just have to ask all sweet-like, won't we? Spit it out, cur. Where are ye keeping the rest of your treasures? My voice. Ha! You think I'd spill me guts for the likes of you, rogue? Maybe you wouldn't at that, but what about this partner you're working with? Howdy, we don't need no partner. So you're telling me this is all your own idea? You woke up one day and decided you'd attack a maelstrom transport right off the coast of Aleport, then disappear into the loving embrace of the Doxy's Pole? Not exactly your style, is it? The grinning curs are too blamed famous for being the crew what turned their snouts up at privateering in favor of keeping to the old ways. Your only escaped the Yellowjacket's grip this long by crawling on your bellies and snatching scraps what fell from the table. You ain't the type to sink your teeth into a Navy-owned vessel, no matter the price. Well, maybe there ain't no profit in being cautious no more. The age of pirates is swift coming to an end. Merroway won't be stopped. Not by a piddling little crew like mine. That's why we've thrown our lot in with the executioners. That blue rock was just our share of the loot. The scraps from the table, like you said. If you want them other trinkets, you'll have to take it up with our new mates. One job at a time, lad. First, you need to get these stinking coves and their tub back to the docks. There's always a twist. That's what makes it interesting, right? Okay. Alright. Putting aside the issue, who gave the orders, there's no doubt what these was the coves as raided that maelstrom ship. Now for a punishment, what fits the crime? Uh-oh. I was informed that a certain well-known pirate ship was spotted weighing anchor at the Moorby dry docks. I assumed this was your work? Aye. You missed all the excitement, Captain. But never you mind. The Cerulean Star is back and Bob in our sneaky little fambles. And these must be the grinning curs? Her face. Degenerate fiends, how dare ye ply your filthy trade in Lominson waters? How many innocent sailors were massacred that you might sate your vile avarice? Every one of your kind ought to be lined up and shot. The musket ball is the only answer for this rampant display of lawlessness. Wait. Do you mean to just execute them here on the bloody docks? At least take the buggers into custody first. Handing them over to ye for lawless punishment will satisfy the demands of the code just as well. We've already got the answers to our questions, so feel free to take them away. Do not presume to give me orders, rogue. You've only managed to capture these villains and their ill-gotten treasure by employing unsavory and unconscionable means. Why, you're not more than pirates yourselves. Oh my god. These bastards ain't worth a true pirate's spit. The upright thieves was formed to protect us from ourselves. Now they're just utton dogs for the admiral. Merriwig yanks the leash and another buccaneer disappears. You rogues are traitors to your own kind. If it hadn't been for you... I? Go on then. Blame me and me covers for your own failures. You knew what ye was about when ye defied the code. You knew that we'd be after ye. We're done here. There are still 2 treasures left, rogue, and I mean to claim them both. I'd reconsider this contest of yours, Captain. Turns out the fish we're trying to hook is a shark, and it might just swallow ye whole. Okay. And then it wants me to go back to the Rogues Guild, but my timer has not gone out yet. I'll wait for the timer to count out and then teleport back to Limsa. Yeah, I will end this VOD, get up and move around, and hopefully I'll feel better. Because, oof, right now it's just, no. 2, 1, here we go. Yeah, I literally went up, or got up, used the restroom, and then came back to sit down and record. So I'm old. I need more waking up time than this. As I've said before, I'm like an old car. I need to warm up first before I can be like fully alert and ready to, you know, do whatever. Yes, let me in. Ben's work on that ship, Templeton. First blood is ours. How do you take to fighting a sea? There are few as can drop an opponent as quick as a rogue. But mind ye, don't exhaust yourself just flailing your blades at the tougher coast. And that goes double when you've mates on your flanks. If you notice yourself starting to flag, there's naught wrong with pulling back from time to time and staggering your attacks with each other to keep the pressure on. I've said it before, Colt, but I'll need ye sharp enough to carve steel for what's to come. I'm afraid this will be more of a challenge than what than even what that little shrew was bargaining for. That's assuming the curs weren't lying about the executioners, and the executioners are who I bloody think they are. Twixt you and me, though, I'm hoping the name is just some laughable coincidence. It's not. Sweet sorrows. Jackie wishes to discuss the plan for recovering the remaining treasures. Ho there. We have a rough job ahead of us, and that's a fact. Matters are tangled enough, what with the Malala Mort snapping at our heels. But we still managed to grabble the first trinket without too much fuss. Biting back them other two treasures, though, that'll be a different story. Once the stray gets here, I'll explain what, or more to the point, who we're up against. Alright, we've two baubles left on this list. The Silver Sorrows and the Black Sarcophagus. Let's see where we're at. Oi, where's Paramu got to? Underfoot? He's still looking to whittle the tail behind that bleeding sarcophagus. We'll not be cloying that stickler until we've at least an inkling as to what the bloody thing looks like. Treasures aside, I've been doing some digging on my own into these executioner allies of the grinning curs. I'm afraid the name weren't no coincidence. You've heard of the bloody executioners, I hope. It seems them curs was feeding from the Famble 010, the nation's greatest pirate powers. This ain't no ordinary crew of cutthroats, lad. Within limsa limsa, the bloody executioners wield a power and influence second only to the Admiral herself. They was none too fond o' Merriwebb or her prohibition on piracy, and it was only the overwhelming threat posed by the Garlean Empire what eventually convinced them to play nice with the Thallocracy. But pirates ain't ones to play nice for long. Now that Heilfer ain't around to helm the ship, the solitary o' the bloody executioners has begun to show cracks. Solidarity. All the strongest captains and lieutenants began to form their own factions and are scrabbling to claim the top chair for themselves. Of course, not one bloody cove can agree with another on which way the executioners ought to sail. Among these new factions, though, is a group what is pushing to break free of the Admiral's grip completely. Turns out these reformists, as they call themselves, was the one as took the grinning curs under their wing. Which means they've got possession o' the last two treasures we've yet to cloy. Rumors round town say that even for the executioners, these coves are bloody and ruthless and not to be crossed. We should sit this one out, Jack. Piss on Malala's contest. It ain't worth this kind of grief. We'd be inviting the wrath of a crew so large and dangerous that even the Admiral ain't keen on coming to blows with them, if they even came after us. Large or small, it don't much matter. They broke the code when they hit that maelstrom tub. Aye, the grinning curs are paying for that crime, but we'd be poor sodden excuse for rogues if we let the real culprits carry on unpunished. I mean to see this job to the end, and that means biting back them treasures and handing out proper justice to them as deserve it. But Jack, listen, with all the infighting going on at present, us stabbing a short blade into one's faction's toe ain't like to bring the whole executioner crew down on our heads. Besides, them reformist buggers are so far split from the main mob that they've been avoiding the city altogether. Now, it's about time we get to work. You're to track down our black market contact. I sent him to looking into the Kerr's new allies a while back, so he should have some answers for us by now. The veil was lifted by a southerly this morning. That'll put the old man at his haunts in lower Lenasia. Here, take this sack, old Blunt, and pay a visit to the House of Sticks. That's Kobold territory, if you didn't know. The old man bribes them with ore and hires the biggest and meanest sods as bodyguards. Just be ready for your approach to be challenged. Sheesh. Okay, so I think this is a good spot to stop for now. And then the next event I'm going to be recording for probably either later today or next week. It's going to be the Maine's Rhapsody. So yeah, we're back-to-back events. And then I know at some point there's also going to be the Valentine's Day events. So be on the lookout for that. Or Valentine's Day, I think they call it. Alright, so, oh my gosh, so many events back to back to back, so I have catching up to do. I hope you've been enjoying this format where I've been pre-recording and then posting instead of going live. I haven't been feeling the greatest, so I've been recording here and there where I'm able to, and then just editing the VOD together to post, so that I still have content and I don't keep doing the whole I'm not feeling well, so I'm going to skip stream today. So, because January is often cold, wet, and rainy, and it is hard for me to record when I don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear the pain in my voice just trying to keep on. So that's going to be all for now. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay safe, stay happy. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. See you real soon for Maine's Rhapsody. Bye.